Welcome back to the California Gardener. Today we're in BC gardening in my greenhouse. I want to show you the difference between planting a tomato straight in the ground in a greenhouse and outside. I have one plant I planted the same time as the ones in my garden, and there's a huge significant difference. The one I planted in the greenhouse was the smallest tomato plant, and now it's by far the largest. Check this out. So this is a cherry tomato plant. They're usually known to grow really fast anyways. Here you go. Let's see, what is this? A cherry tomato. And there's the plant. It's growing like crazy. Actually, lots of blossoms on here already. And look at that. We even have a tomato growing. This is only a few weeks old, this plant. And it's already, a good 26 inches high or so. We're going to get lots of tomatoes on there. So let's go check the ones outside that I planted at the same time as this plant, okay? We'll just step outside. You see, it's not that far away. Actually, this greenhouse, you see, it's in the shade behind these big trees. But over here, we'll step over to all the tomato plants I planted at the same time. Look how small they are compared to my hand. And they're just starting to blossom. They're only about 10 inches high. Look, even this one, look how small this plant is. So obviously, you can see there's a big difference. Here's some of the biggest ones. This is like the biggest plant so far. Out here, it's maybe 13 inches high. So these tomato plants are planted at the same time, but when they're planted outside, it's just a little bit cooler in that early May. They actually started yellowing when I first planted them. If that happens, you'll notice because they initially started growing in hothouses. So you can see the first leaves, they kind of yellowed and died off, and the plants look kindly sickly for the first few weeks. They don't really grow at all. And then when the weather starts picking up, the tops will start turning green, and then they'll start growing really nicely. So don't be afraid of planting them too early. Even if they look sickly at the beginning, they'll be getting their roots going and getting used to the climate. But that early yellowing is sometimes frightening. You think the plant's dying, you're overwatering or whatever. Don't water too much. Just let them kind of weather the storm, that initial shock to the cold nights here on the coast in Canada. And then things will pick up. They'll start growing great. But yeah, it's a big difference growing in a greenhouse to just straight in the garden. So if you do have trouble growing tomatoes, you might want to get a little greenhouse or a little covered area. It'll help you grow your tomatoes a whole lot better, because it sure is amazing, the tomatoes that are growing in my greenhouse. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Keep watching the California Gardener now, living in BC. See you later.